I want to thank you guys for coming to the call tonight. I want to apologize about the email that went out. I had the wrong message in it. As I recycled one of my previous emails, and it was one where me and my wife were sick the week before, but we weren't sick last week. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that. Some of you would be wondering why I was sick with the same thing twice in the same month, but no, that was an erroneous message. I didn't pay any attention to what it said before I sent that out, so that was my fault. But anyway, these calls are just for you guys in case you had never been to one of these before. There's nothing for sale here tonight, and I'm going to start off by giving you a little presentation of some sort, and then I'll go over some questions I got in email during the between now and the last webinar we had, and then finally I'll open it up for you guys to ask questions. And if you do have a mic and webcam, you can use those tonight. It is enabled for you to use those. When you first logged in, it came up with a little Adobe Flash thing asking permissions if you did have a microphone. So if you clicked yes on that, you should be able to use it. But it doesn't matter if you don't have a microphone or not. You can just type your questions in. But let's go ahead and get started with tonight's presentation. Actually, what I got to show you guys tonight is I'm actually going to be answering one of the questions I got in email. It's a question I get really, really often. So I thought I'd just give you guys a really quick demo of the answer, and it's just one solution to the answer, but it is one of the easiest solutions that you guys can do. The question is what's the fastest way to make money online? I get that question a lot. People want to know what's the fastest way to get started with making money online. And what I tell everybody, the quickest way is to be selling something online. You have to be selling something, whether it be an affiliate product or your own product. But if you really want to make the biggest amount of money, is to have your own products. Now that scares a lot of people in that they feel like they can't create products on their own. They're not confident enough in it to do that and sell something that they've created. Well, I'm going to show you tonight how you can create a product and not have to do hardly any work towards it all. You'll be outsourcing every single bit of it. And I'm going to show you how you can take that investment and for every dollar you put into it, turn it into $3, possibly $4 or $5, but at least probably $3. So I don't know if anybody wouldn't trade a dollar for $3. I know I'd do it all day long. If I get somebody to give me $3 for every dollar I'd hand them, I'd do it all day long. I'm sure most everybody on this call would tonight. Well, I'm going to show you a method tonight that you can do that. And like I said, it doesn't involve hardly any work on your own, just a little bit of collaborative work and putting things together and just putting it up and letting it sell. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. The easiest way for you guys to create a product of your own is to just create a set of articles that you either sell as PLR or you create those into some sort of an ebook product and sell the ebook product. Now you might be wondering, well, how do I create these if I can't write articles, or I'm not good enough to write articles to sell to people? Well, I'm going to show you exactly the method that I use to create articles. Now I used to write my own articles way back a long time ago. I hardly ever write one anymore. Now I outsource every one of them. But my first two products that I created online, this is exactly the process I went through to do it, because I was just like you guys. I didn't feel like I had the skills to be able to create a product on my own. So I've outsourced the whole process. And of course, what I'm going to show you tonight wasn't even available back then. I had to go through a longer drawn out process for doing it. But what I'm going to show you guys tonight is something you can do, and within 3 to 7 days you can have a product of your own up for sale. So again, like I said, the easiest thing you could do is create an article, a set of articles that you can either sell the article packs, or you can compile those articles into an ebook and sell the ebook. So here is the website. I'm going to switch out to desktop now so you guys can see this. Okay, you guys should be seeing my screen now, a little tiny screen there in the center. If it went to a black screen on you, you may have to log back out and log back in to see it. Sometimes it does that to people, but you should be able to see my little tiny screen there in the center now. Okay, so here is the website that I go to to get articles done. It's called iWriter. Now I know a couple of you here on the call tonight have, we've talked about this, and you've actually, one of you I know has went over here and bought some articles too. So we're going to log into my account here. And when you first log in, you want to go to Get Content. And of course it defaults here to have articles written, which is what we want to do tonight. You can also select, have articles rewritten if you already have articles that are written, or you could have a Kindle book written, or you could have a whole ebook written. Either one of those, that's your 4 choices. But what we're going to be dealing with tonight is just have articles written. The first thing you want to do is give your project a name, and just for the fun of it, we're going to say snowboarding. That's always a good topic to deal with. Okay, then the next thing you do is you select a category. And of course, snowboarding would be some sort of a recreation, sports and recreation. The next thing you want to select is the article length. I always go for either 500 or 700. Now, if you were going to compile these for an ebook, you may want to go with 1,000 words, but I generally go with either 500 or 700. 700 the most of the time. And we want the article language to be English. Of course, if they have other languages here too, you could have them written in German or Spanish or French if you wanted to, or even UK English if you were, wanting to market to those particular areas. Now the next thing is the most important part, and it's who you submit to, and this is actually who would be able to see the listing of the articles that you're wanting. Don't ever select the basic writers, because that means just everybody that's listed here as a writer will be able to submit, a bid for to write your articles for you, and really you'll get some really bad written articles if you select that one. So I don't never select that one. I always go for either the premium, which means it's the people that have scored a 4.1 to 5-star rating from people that have bought articles. You get to rate the people that you buy articles from, and you generally want to get people that have the highest ratings. Now, if you were going to write an ebook, if say you were not going to write articles and you want to select ebook, you may want to go with the elite. Now, each one of these levels costs more depending on which one you select, but the premium is usually the one I select. And as you can see, it gives you a minimum recommended price of $7.15 per article. So what I do is I usually put in $8 there. I'm willing to pay $8 for a good quality article. And then where it talks about keywords, each one of these keywords would be an individual article. So we'll say all about snowboarding would be one. And as you can see down here under the total project cost, it's already got, it's going to cost me $8 to get this article written. Then I would put in another keyword, snowboarding compared to skiing. You just create a separate line for each one. It just keeps a running total of what it's going to cost you. What you'd want to do is select about anywhere from 8 to 15 different articles that you want. I usually go for at least 10. Sometimes I'll go up to 15. Most of the time I'll go around 10 to 12 at the most. Then you go down through here and you select the type of style you want them to be written in. You can either have them written in friendly tone, which is like somebody's, talking to you, it's a conversational type article, or you can have a professional tone, which is more or less your research type article. And then of course you have other, which is you can specify what type of tone you want to have an article to be written in. It could be like a technical manual or something like that, or a step-by-step guide, something to that effect. Depending on what your article titles are up here, what kind of writing style that you might want. I usually just go for the friendly tone, because people like read articles that are written by somebody like they're talking to them. Then in the article purpose, you could put in here just about basically anything. It really doesn't matter. If you were going to compile these into an ebook, you may want to say, I want these articles to be in a series, one related to the other. something to that effect. If they're not going to be compiled into an ebook, you really don't have to put much in here. Just say you want the articles for posting to a website or a blog or something like that. Then under special instructions, what you want to put in here under special instructions is that all articles must be unique and that you will use Copyscape to check the articles for authenticity of being unique and to verify they're not plagiarized. Now, generally, you don't have to worry about that so much. If you do select, like I said, the premium or the elite version writers to write your articles, you generally don't have to worry about plagiarism so much, but it's always good to remind people that you're going to do that, even if you're not going to check them with Copyscape. But I do recommend that you do check them with Copyscape if you have a Copyscape account. I think it costs like 10 cents to check an article with them, so it's really cheap. It's worth having a Copyscape account if you're going to be outsourcing any kind of writing. And then if you've ordered before, you can select you can paste in a list of writer names here that you want to be sure they send a special notice to. But anyway, you submit your project request, and then within 12 to 24 hours, you'll get several people that will be bidding to create your articles for you. Now, once you get these articles, like I said, you got two choices. You can either just sell them as they are, straight article packs as they are, bundle them up into a zip file and just sell them straight as they are, or you can take them and run them through a article spinner and create Spintax, which I'm not sure if many of you realize what Spintax is. I've actually got a demo of a website here to show you what Spintax is. In fact, let's switch over to that now and I'll show you that. This one is called SpinBot. This is a free online one. And we'll just put in a sentence in here. In fact, I need to do a refresh first just so I get oops, that's where I was playing with it. Just so I get a new CAPTCHA code down here. We'll put in how to make an ebook. Just as an example, you'd actually want to paste your whole article in here. I'm just for demonstration in here. We'll paste that in there and we'll get a CAPTCHA code that I can read here. 223 482 24 space 76. Then we click go here. And as you can see, it took my original sentence that I posted up in here, how to make an ebook. It says instructions to make a digital book. So, it done a spin of the article for me. Now, this doesn't have the Spintax in it, but you could do this several times and create several different versions of your articles and save each one of them off to a different file. Now, I actually have a piece of software that will do this for you guys. And on the replay of this video, I'll have a link where you can download that software that it will actually do this for you. And I think, best I remember, you can tell it how many copies you want to have, but you can take and put your articles into it and it'll automatically go through there and spin them for you and create the Spintax for you. So that'll be below the link to the replay on this when I get the replay posted, the link to download that software. But now after you've done this, you include that Spintax with your article package you're going to sell. That increases the value of it. So if you were to list this for sale, let's say on JVZoo or Warriors Plus or anywhere like that, you could limit the amount of copies you're going to sell. So you wanted to sell just 50 copies of it, so people were assured wasn't going to be too many of them out available, and that would increase the scarcity value, people wanting to get one of those 50 copies. Now, it really doesn't matter on the subject that you pick, as long as you pick something, that it's a good topic to write about. And the best way I have found to do that is go over to Amazon.com and go into the books section and look at the best sellers and see what the best selling books are. Look at the first 10 titles in each section and just get some idea of what's a good topic to write about. Now, To get ideas on article titles, I'm also going to give you guys a link to this. Some of you probably already have this. If you're in my inner circle class, I know you've seen this. If you've bought my Go-To Expert, this is one of the bonuses that I gave. It's my online version of the Wizard Outline Generator, and basically it will create article title suggestions for you. I'll demonstrate that to you real quick. You just put in your name and your main topic, and again I'm going to put in the snowboarding. And a related activity, we'll say skiing. And then a desired goal, skiing, ski the Swiss Alps. And you click submit. And it will generate 20 different suggestions for you for article titles. You can just take any one of these and use these, like over on the iWriter section. You can put that as a suggestion there for a new article. Now, once you have, like I said, these article packs, and you've decided to either sell them just straight as the original article pack, or you've decided to go ahead and add extra value to them by adding spend tags to them, the next thing you want to do, like I said, is put them up for sale somewhere. Now, I mentioned that you could put them over on JVZoo or Warriors Plus, and that's great. You can put them over there, and you'll get people that are browsing through the marketplace that are looking for PLR articles. They'll find them, and maybe buy your product, and you'll make some sales that way. But the best place that I have found is to go over on the Warrior Forum and list them for sale over there as a WSO. Now, if you list them as a WSO over there, it's going to cost you $20 to make the listing, but you can put in the sales copy, which again, the sales copy for a WSO doesn't have to be much. You can just tell people what the article pack is about, what the subject is. You could even go so far as to go to Google Keyword Planner and do some research on the best keywords to use. And you could even use those keywords to create these article titles here that you'd have the articles written about. And you could mention down in the sales copy that you're only selling 50 copies. And of course, if you do set the limit to 50, if you're using JVZoo or your Warriors Plus, it'll actually show a countdown of how many of them's left available. So that'll create a scarcity from it. Now, one other thing you can do, this is how you can make even more money with this, is to go over to the Warrior Forum and go to the Warriors for Hire section. And even in the Warriors for Hire section, you could find somebody to write the articles for you there if you wanted to go that route. I have not had the best of luck getting articles written over on the Warriors for Hire section. Sometimes you'll find somebody that's good at it, but then most of the time you'll find somebody that has poor English. Even though they say they have good English, they have poor English. And the problem with purchasing them from here, once you commit to getting somebody to write the articles, you basically have to pay them for them to get them. And at that point, if you got bad articles, it's up to them. A lot of them will say you can contact them, they'll rewrite them, but then you never hear from them again. So it's kind of a gamble to order articles through the Warrior Forum. But I have done it successfully, but it's not been real successful. That's why I use iWriter the most. But anyway, you can go back to the Warriors for Hire section, like I said, and just do a search for mini sites and offer a mini site set of graphics to go with the sales you're making as an upsell. Or you could even include it in on the main product if you wanted to. This is what Liz Tomey does a lot of. She'll create an article pack and then create a mini site to go along with it and sell it for $14.95 for each one of them. Now, she sells multiple copies of them. She doesn't limit the sales really. She rarely ever offers any of the pre-spun articles like you could offer with the software that I'm going to give you. She rarely does that. So, that would be an advantage you would have by offering that uniqueness there. And like I said, if you limited the copies to 50, then you'd have the scarcity factor to go along with it. But if you look down through here, searching for our keyword we were searching for was mini site, you'll find somebody down through here that could create you a mini site, which would include, let's look at this one right here. This is probably a good one. Okay, this guy does e-covers, mini sites, and WSO sales letter. This guy would even write your sales letter, WSO sales letter, if you felt like you needed to have a really professional one, which again, you don't have to have a really professional one. But looks like this guy does a fairly decent job. There's nice looking e-covers. Yeah, he does a great job with the mini sites, and it looks like they come with the e-covers. So probably, now I don't know what his price is on here, but the average price you would pay, let's see, he says e-cover mini site design starting at $15. So I would say, probably guessing, time it's over with, you'd probably pay him anywhere from $40 to $65 for an e-cover and a mini site if you were going to create an ebook. Now, if you just wanted just the mini site, I don't know what he would charge, but I'm sure it would be a little bit cheaper than that. But you could go back through here, like I said, do that search, and you could find somebody through here that would create you a mini site that would go along with your article pack that you could get for probably anywhere from $30 to $50. So let's do a little calculation here just to give you an idea of how much money could be made with something like this. And again, like I said, I go over to iWriter and I usually check the premium ones, and I pay $8 each for them. So we'll say $8, and let's say we're going to get 10 articles. That means I'd spend $80 over on iWriter to get the articles created. Now, let's say I did want to go ahead and order a mini site to go along with it to help boost the sales of it, or to use it as an upsell. And let's say I had to pay $55 for that. So we'll add $55 to that. That means my whole total investment would be $135 is what I'd have invested in this. Now let's say we were only going to sell 50 copies, and we were going to sell them for $7 each. So we'll clear this out. If we got 50 copies we're going to sell at $7 each, that means we're going to bring in a total of $350. Now we had to pay $135, so we'll subtract that $135 from that. And as you can see, it comes up to $215 profit. Now that's just selling it straight out $7 that way, just for the articles and the mini site. If you wanted to sell it that way, I would suggest if you were going to sell the article packs with the pre-spun syntax and the mini site, I would say you'd sell it for more than $7, probably $10, maybe $12, something around in there. About the most I've seen them go for is $15, so I wouldn't go past $15. But let's say you did it this way. Let's say you sold just the articles at $7. Whoops, gotta clear that. Just the articles at $7. Like I said, that's $350. Now out of those 50 sales, generally on an upsell, an OTO, which you would be offering your mini site to go along with that. Let's say you offered the mini site design for an additional $7. Generally on an OTO, you're going to get about a 30% response rate. So that means out of those 50 people, 16 more people are going to buy your upsell. So that would be 16 people times your $7, which is $112, plus your original $350 that you made from selling the 50 article packs, which comes to $462. Now if you subtract your $135 investment, you're at $327 profit that you've made from that. And guys, that's just how easy it is, to make $200-300 easily over on the order form just by selling PLR articles. And it doesn't matter, like I said, as long as you go to somewhere and like Amazon and go through the book section and find a popular topic, and it doesn't matter what the niche is. It doesn't matter. There's always somebody looking for any niche, PLR for any niche that they can create a product from. So it might take you 3 to 7 days to put this all together, to get the articles written and packaged up and get your WSO listed. Within 1 day to 7 days, you'll probably sell out over half of the PLR article packs. And it could be, if you pick a really popular topic, it could sell it just within a day or two. You could sell every single one of them. Now, if you took that $135 and reinvested it again into doing the same exact thing again the next week, or just as soon as that finished, as soon as you made the first 135 back, turn right around and do it again, you could have several of these things going and be generating anywhere from $300 to $500 easily a week just by going over to iWriter and having somebody write articles for you, and going over here and finding somebody to create mini sites for you. That's just exactly how easy it is to create a product. Now, like I said, that's just selling articles. You could take those articles again and combine them into an ebook and sell the ebook along with the pre-spun version along with them as an upsell and get even more for it. But that's just exactly, that's exactly what I did with the first products that I released. The first one I released was a book on nutrition for dogs. I had 10 articles written on nutrition for dog, good recipes for dog food. And then I had another set of article packs written on bass fishing. Of course, I spun off from that bass fishing and went and had 25 articles written and created a massive ebook out of that one. But that's exactly what I did with my first two products that I ever created. I just went to an outsource, and I went to Elance or Scriptlance. I forget which one it was I went to now. And I took bids over there to get articles written. And I did that same exact thing I just told you. I went over to the Warrior Forum, and at that time they were charging, I think it was like $10 or $15. It might have been 20. I can't remember. This was way back in 2007. I can't remember what they were charging. But I listed the articles for sale over there as an article pack, just like I told you guys I did here. Now, the second one is the one I actually came up with the idea of putting a mini site to go along with it. And out of that one, now at that time I didn't even realize you could limit the sales through Warriors Plus. I didn't know you could do that. But at that time I just sold just the article packs by themselves, and I sold 67 copies of the first one. It was on the dog food recipes. And then on the bass fishing one, I sold, I think, 73 copies of that one, somewhere at 70 something. And I sold them for, $7 is what I sold them for. So, I paid right at $100 for each one of those to be written back then. And I made, like I said, $200 to $300 profit off each one of them. Now, there's one other place you can go to, and this is the place I go to when I want extremely high quality. That's a place called Constant Content. Now, what I like about Constant Content, we'll log into my account here. Let the internet catch up here. Here we go. What I like about Constant Content is you can go to the Buy Content section, and there's already content in here that's ready that you can buy. You can just type in a keyword up here of what you're wanting to search for and select a category, and you can already find content that's available. Now, the content that you get here comes with different usage rights. You can buy full rights to articles here for one price, and then buy a unique version of an article for another price. Then you can buy the usage version for a cheaper price. Now, this particular one right here, let's see, let's go down through and find one that has all three. Here we go. Here's one. What he's saying here on this one is you can buy the usage right, which means everybody can buy this one copy of this article, and you can view these articles. You can pull them up and look at the whole article here. So like I said, what I like about this side is you can go ahead and buy the articles already written here. They're already ready for you to purchase. You can buy the usage rights, which means you can use them. Anybody can buy the same article and they'll be using it. Or you can buy the unique version, which means they'll write a unique version of this article for you that only you will have. Or you can pay a higher price and get full rights, which means you'll be the only one that has this article and nobody else can buy it. I generally only use this place when I want to create a high quality product like an ebook or something like that that's on a niche topic that I want to be sure I'm the only one that has it. So I'll go ahead and buy the full rights. Now, it's kind of expensive to do it this way. If I were going to buy 10 articles over here, as you can see, this is about the average price for full rights is $25 each. So I would spend $250 for 10 articles over here to create an ebook with, but I would be getting extremely high quality by doing it, and I'd be getting it instantly. So that's kind of the benefits of doing it. You automatically and instantly get them, plus they're going to be high quality, and these are already Copyscape checked. Constant Content makes sure that anything that's submitted here is Copyscape before it's even listed, so you don't have to worry about using a Copyscape account to verify that these are unique articles. But let's go back to iWriter again. Like I said, this is the place I use the most, is iWriter.com, because I'm willing to wait 3 to 7 days, depending on how long it's going to take to be in the queue, to get good quality articles at a price that I can actually turn a profit off of them. So that's what I would suggest you do, is use a place like this. iWriter's the one I use. There's several other ones you can go to. Nita Articles, another ones you can go to. And of course you could, if you wanted to, you could go to some of the outsourcer sites like Freelancer, Elance, Odesk, Guru.com, some of those other ones do the same thing. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Like I said, I get this question a lot about what's the fastest way to make money. And like I said, the fastest way to make money is to first off, to have something online for sale, whether it's something you've bought the rights to or a product that you've created. You're going to make more money with a product that you've created, something that's unique to you, because not only can you sell it, you can get affiliates to sell it as well. And like I said, the biggest thing I get back from people is they don't feel confident that they can create a product of their own. And this is exactly how you can do it, and not have to put out hardly any work other than collaboration of, once you get these articles back, doing something with them, either putting them in a package just as they are, or run them through the SpinWriter programs to create spun versions of the articles, or compile them into an ebook to sell as an ebook.